Well, one of the things that I've been a part of for the last couple of weeks, maybe 6 or 7, and it's part of the Legacy Club, was a group of us have gotten together on Tuesdays and Friday mornings for like a phone call like this. And Mike Perlow from Jon's company is there. And one of the things that he has graciously opened up to all of us is that if we wanted to do like a little blurb about our business and send it to him, he would open it up and, edit it, put our logo in, and then and then send it back to us so we could put it up on Facebook or whatever kind of platform that we would like, which for someone like me that's not savvy in that area, it was a wonderful, fabulous suggestion. And that I've already suggested Perlow Productions for something else that Mike has done and offered up, in that virtual graduations. So I think the kind of interactions that we're having now and the offerings that are available, we're going to make use of them now if we can, but then we're going to, as Justin said, we're going to remember those people when we come out of this. It's like, oh yeah, that's the guy that talked about the donut place that was open that's not that far from our house. Yeah. And that's the guy that did the virtual graduation in a time that I was pulling my hair out about how to honor a graduate. So I think that all of this really does go far in setting the stage for not only now, but propelling us to the future. And I for myself personally, in addition, I think that I've really connected with different people on LinkedIn as a result of this. I never was truly a big user of LinkedIn, but this has kind of forced me, by my own choice, for the greater good and good reason, to connect with people in different ways for the same thing. How can I help you? Can you help me? Maybe not today, but maybe down the line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to kind of piggyback off of that, as she mentioned, we're offering to do that for free. We've been offering our services, a lot of services, for absolutely free, because when we started this, we were looking at, and we weren't even sure what we were going to do, but we knew what we could do to help people. We knew how we could do services to help people, and we hope that we would kind of be remembered after this. And what we found is we've been remembered during this. We expect to continue to be remembered after this, and honestly, one of the things we'll probably continue to do moving forward is just finding those ways to offer free services to help people, because it has been good for us. When you're good to people, they'll be good back to you. And I think that's something we'll kind of take from this and continue. Not that we're bad to people, but kind of that going the extra step during these times. I think we'll continue to go that extra step as we get out of this as well.
Yeah. I think it's putting back in the forefront of our minds. I mean, I know the principle for me has been taught to me from the beginning is when you're networking, when you're growing your network, when you're looking to connect with people, you always want to be giving first. And that's always been a philosophy of mine, just trying to think like, how can I give to this person first? If it's not a connection, is it a piece of information? Is it, is it a networking event, or is it, whatever it is, just, constantly trying to think, how can I, be beneficial to this person? And not always am I able to be successful, but I think in this moment, it's just reinforcing, how is it that I can help this person? And just how can I help being a mantra and an easy thing to remember in this moment. And that's something that I don't want to lose sight of on the other side of this, just making sure that I'm constantly not getting distracted by life as much, and allowing myself to be present in those moments and really remembering, okay, I really want to help this person. I really connected with this person. I really liked them. And, I want to help them, and remembering to do those things quickly, and not just like saying, okay, well, I'll do it sometime in the next week or two, but just doing it right away. And being beneficial to that person, as soon as I possibly can, because I think that reinforces the relationship, and it also shows that you really care. Like if you do it 2 weeks later, I mean, they still care, but it's another thing if you stop and you make sure you're taking care of that person, doing what you can to help them, as soon as you possibly can. And I just think that's been something that I really want to make sure that I'm keeping front of mind moving forward.
Yeah, well, and it's interesting. This might take a little bit of a left turn here, but one thing I was just, as you were talking, I just realized, I'm like, I've noticed that a lot of the interactions I've been having, there's plenty of negativity out there with just the general news of a pandemic and all that. But the interactions I'm having with people, even though they're kind of virtual, have been a heck of a lot more positive, I think, than in past when I was in person. One of the things I'm thinking of, like when we have a networking event, how many times have you met somebody who is automatically selling you? Like, they're selling you up front.
I don't
They're
network
giving you
with those people.
Yeah, but I mean, you run in, you meet
Justin
somebody.
knows that. Justin knows.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, it's so great to meet you. Have a nice day.
Yeah. So it's like, I realized I'm like, I have not had a conversation like that in, probably 2 months. Everything online is not like a direct sell anymore. It's more about, having conversations, like figuring, not figuring people out, but, getting to know people.
Yeah.
So
Empathy is the winner right now, right? You have to be understanding and really put yourself in people's shoes. I think, the biggest quote, I guess, that's really stuck with all this is that we're all in the same storm, but different boats. I think that was perfectly said. And you don't know who's just hanging on with the life raft or who's just got a bunch of tires and a tarp.
Right.
So it's, you really do. You have to kind of take that step back and not be as aggressive as we have been in the past.
Yeah.
Right.